wants 200, baby.
You ready to get back to the trading action?
You aim, you shoot, and make money. It's going to be a great day. You guys know where you're at.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Very uninteresting opening so far, but we got a lot of stuff to go through. Some crypto movement I'm seeing here in the pre-market or post-market, pre-market, and we're going to go see, these are happening. Get out of here. Get out of here, you. We'll go to my screen in a second. But yeah, we're just going to take a look at what's happening. Of course, we have Mitch cheating on us because it's Tuesday. We'll be back. He will be back, I'm sure, in a few minutes. But let's, in the meantime, pop over here and get to the new scene. Oh, there we go. You just pop right in. It gives you no warning or nothing, Kevin. Just pulls you right into it.
Hey, good morning. How's it
What's
going?
going on? Yeah, I was just talking about how it looks like an initial, if you just look at the headline number, that nothing's happened in the pre-market. However, if you go and you look at the overnight session, it looks like actually quite a bit happened. Boom, there you are. So we were down as low as 46,420, blaze it, at one point, and then we kind of bounced. So we had a little bit of a sell-off after hours yesterday or overnight. And then we recovered all of that. So I don't know if there was some news event that dropped or something like that.
Yeah, you think it's in relation to I know Trump fired somebody in the Fed yesterday. I know the increased volatility off of that. Certain that could be what we're seeing here.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay. So yeah, that's how much I'm tuned into the news. I had absolutely no idea what's that, that was happening. So.
Firing Lisa Cook could hand him a rare FOMC majority. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Federal Reserve Governor. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Could trigger a significant power shift within the central bank, potentially creating a Trump-appointed majority.
Ooh, well then, shouldn't that be good? Like lower interest rates? Doesn't that almost guarantee lower interest rates happening?
Yeah, that's the pressure he's applying here.
Which is weird. He would do it after J-Pow basically caved, right? Caved, or right? I guess he could make some sort of data.
Strong hint, yeah,
and say, hey, listen, we're going to cut rates. Don't you worry. So it would kind of be weird to do it then, but hey, none of this stuff makes any sense to me. So, but it's interesting. So I just drew a fib, right? Shout out to our boy Steve from this major low all the way up to the high after JPOW. And that 50% mark, we almost came right there to a tick before bouncing. So I know there's a lot of people that look at that kind of thing, the 50% move after some sort of really big price action. So far, we're holding that. So we'll see what happens there if we go and take a look at the NQ. It's going to look pretty much the same. Yeah, same overnight dip. A little bit stronger on the NQ. And if we go to the RTY, I like to look at, the futures in the pre-market just because you get a little bit more action there in the pre-market. And the Russell's actually doing the best of those three. So that's something that I think we need to keep a close eye on. Is it going to be, because yesterday, it certainly wasn't like the other days, right? Where yesterday we were having big cap tech leading and then the small caps were kind of lagging behind. And last week it was the complete opposite. We had, small caps ripping where big cap wasn't. So then
what are your thoughts on the
here if that's going to
government stake in the INTC Intel? What are your thoughts on that?
I am not a really pro-socialism guy.
Yeah.
And that to me is as socialism as you get. Now, for a trade, I kind of like it. Right? I'll completely put that thinking aside. But if we get over, I've been talking about this forever. This is the pattern that's been working really well. Is you get a nice low base and then you break out of that low base. That pattern's been really good recently, and this stopped going down like a year ago. So that's something. We just need to see if we can kind of reclaim this 26, 27 area. But yeah, I don't like when the government. I just right.
I'm right there with you.
If you think the government's the best allocator of capital, and that's like pure socialism, right? And it should be that they should go bankrupt if they're that bad. They should just some other company. You better believe that if this thing continued its tank, if this was like a $10 stock, you better believe in Nvidia is gathering the money together to buy them out. So yeah, other than that, I don't really see too many sectors that are pop. We've got MSOS up again. Again, full disclosure, I'm in this one, but we continue to have a grind there on that sector. We have UFO, which is our kind of our space kind of combo things. That's having a pretty good gap up as well. And when I go through this list, there's really nothing else that's gapping up spectacularly. And I said this yesterday, and I kind of want your opinion on this, is that I wouldn't be surprised if we have like a week kind of inside this range after what an insane move that was, like 5% on the IWM that we made this day. I wouldn't be surprised if we just cool off by just kind of consolidating back and forth and just doing pretty much nothing here as well.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Agree with that. I mean, dude, what we've been seeing this week, especially too, and just with the small caps, has been kind of unprecedented. I don't know how much you've been paying attention there with the THARs of the world, IVVD, INHD. I want to take a look at some of those. Steph brought up a good point too. I want to dive into. So if you don't mind, can you throw my chart up real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You don't have the power yet. We gotta get you.
I don't know. Where's the?
Over here on the
Yeah,
side.
yeah. I need to. Okay.
So right next to
Yeah.
like where you see the chat. Are you looking at the chat in the
Yeah.
program, or are you looking at it actually on YouTube?
Both. Yeah. Both. Yeah.
Because right to the left of the chat, there should be a button as
Yeah. I haven't had that button. I don't have that power
changed.
quite yet.
That's interesting. Well, you're up there now. You're good to go.
Yeah. Something you and Mitch brought up last week, I believe, was how the lower. I just wanted to go over this real quick. STKH, these lower price plays, how some of the chat rooms don't quite have the leverage. It was a great point, and so you see like these tickers, like this one this morning. Some of you probably called it here in chat. STKH, just you get the continuation. It's not as choppy. In small cap land, we've seen a lot of chop, but we don't get as much chop when you don't have over leveraged players coming in. And plus, we tap right over the dollar and come back down. And as you know, it's like getting that recompliance with the NASDAQ, it's a significant level. I mean, you got to remain over $1 for 6 months. So it creates like this resistance, this technical area of resistance, that dollar area. That's just very, very strong. But THAR was yesterday's. I don't know if you saw this move. It was massive short squeeze here, THAR, from about $5 to $9. And now we're going sideways. Several rooms were looking at this one today. I'm going to be watching it as well. They actually had, if you dig a little deep here, THAR, they've gone from $1 to $8, and they have a shelf registration open. So they got shares on the shelf just waiting there. Waiting there to provide some more securities to the investors that are so eager to jump into THAR.
Yeah,
couple
so
million
they're gonna-
actually. Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
It gives them the.
Do they have a date
flexibility.
on that, or is it just they've got them kind of primed and locked and loaded and ready to go?
Oh, the dates, like I think they it's like I think it's within 3 years. I don't know when they became open to them though, but they just unloaded like this summer. Some of them, they got a couple million left.
Oh, so they have time.
So just be careful, guys. I mean, like this buy high, hope higher strategy. I mean, it worked yesterday, but be very, very cautious about that. And Steph, I wanted to just touch on this real quick too. What you pointed out as far as just sizing appropriately per trade. We've gone over how like sizing is that emotional dial on the account. So size at a comfortable level and you can hear yourself think in the trade. And that's of course relative, probably per your trading account per individual, what that is, the appropriate level for that. But you certainly want to detach yourself from each the individual trade, the outcome of it, and focus on the series and the probabilities. And I know Michael is all about that with his systematic trading. It's like, just trade the series probabilities, not individual trades.
Mm-hmm.
ALLR is another ticker I wanted to go over this morning. If you have something to say on that, certainly can. ALLR. This one's up from $1 to $2. We're on fast track designation here on ALLR. The fast track designation is exactly, I think we just lost Mr. Michael, is exactly what it says. I mean, the FDA has given them fast track designation for their drug for like a rare, I think this one's ovarian cancer, like a late stage ovarian cancer. ALLR, this one's, I'm going to be monitoring like the 220 level, but I want to be more patient going into today. Patience pays. We spell patience with a P-A-Y because the more patient you are, the more it pays, right? We don't want to be so eager to jump in. We want to wait for confirmation over anticipation. And that's what I'm going to do here today. After yesterday, the small cap land, which is what I trade, THAR, some of these plays, and INHD as well. I mean, we just saw unprecedented moves on them, and so we got to be careful not to step like too heavy in front of them. I think Steph was right on the sizing. Size appropriately, know your stop, know your risk prior to getting into the trade. So let's go over a little hangover setup I got here. CGTX is a slower. I know I've said this before to Michael, and it cracks me up. Because his ears perk up when I say boring. This is more of a boring trade. CGTX is up a lot, though. CGTX up from 50 cents the last 4 or 5 days, up towards. Let me know, guys, if the audio is good. I know we don't have Mr. Michael in here right now. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. CGTX is up from 50 cents up towards 350. What I like about this chart is we just put in an upper wick up towards resistance on CGTX. Now, we do have about a 10% short interest here. 370 just hit, but big upper shadow CGTX. I'd like to see this one profit take and fade a little bit today. Green Day traders, we're good. Yeah, good morning, guys. Let me know if there's any tickers you want me to look at as well. So we're just going to flip through a few. CGTX, I'm going to be monitoring that one for a slow fade. I mean, this one, we got clear resistance, at yesterday's high. How I like to trade some of these hangovers is, you take the short and the risk is very clear. It's previous close, previous high day into the consolidation. ALLR, I'm going to be watching that one against 220. Again, what we saw, guys, the bulls are back in town. Now, the thing with the bulls, the run they had yesterday is we see ebbs and flows. So the bulls had their run yesterday. They were squeezing everything out, and surely they're going to be here today, trying to essentially squeeze any ticker out. And so that's why confirmation over anticipation is what I'm going to be looking for with ALLR. I don't want to step in front of anything. I'm more on the short bias side of things, and somehow squeezed some profit yesterday. As amazing as that sounds after THAR, that squeeze. But yeah, let's wait for confirmation on these. Be patient, size appropriately, and not focus on individual trades. Focus on the series of trades. Mr. Money Mitch
What's up, man? How
in
we
the
doing?
building. Good, man. How's your morning?
Not too bad, man. Just got through Trader TV, talked about some
Nice.
trade ideas. We'll bring some ideas to you guys coming up in just a second. And it looks like somebody this morning might have gotten the red alert as they tried to walk in the door and were told, you're not allowed at work anymore. But yeah, the Fed member definitely having probably some card issues this morning as she tried to get into the office. But yeah, excited to go ahead and kick things off. We'll talk about some market action and some market stories coming up here. Just trying to do a couple of fixes in the background, but smash the like, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Michael there. He got the red button.
He got the red button.
I was like,
Michael, you're
we were
not
in the middle
allowed
of such a good
back.
conversation.
I'm like Trump. I said, no more. Get that
Trump,
Michael guy.
fired him. Trump fired him.
I heard Michael Nance took a double mortgage on his house. I don't like those double mortgages, Hey, Canada guy. Dude, what's Canada? Isn't that North America? North America? All right, guys, we'll talk
Good
about what's going
messing
on out
around.
there, guys. I need to make some adjustments out on YouTube, so
Yeah, go for it.
keep the small cap land partying going alive. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, I got a couple on the large cap scale too. I want to go over with you. SATS and DJT came out with some news this morning. We'll go over that in a little bit. HCWB, I'm watching this for a backside play. This was a bigger play yesterday that we see kind of the head and shoulders, left and right shoulder are going to be around 575. So this is a slower kind of fade play off of the 575 area. Again, small cap land is about mob shifts, as Mr. Josh points out. So we want to, if we're going to short some sleeper plays, we want to focus on what's not popular in demand right now. And oftentimes, I'll throw this in there for free. What's not popular is profitable. The popular stuff sometimes, the wild, wild west. And small cap land right now popular is ALLR, which I'm certainly going to be monitoring that one as well. So right now, CGTX, I like that one for a fade against the. You might like this one too, Mitch. CGTX. If you pull up the daily there, I'll show you. This
Yeah.
one's up from. It's kind of like GXAI ish. This one has a 10% short interest, which is a little different there, but 70 cents up to 360 on the daily. We put in a big upper wick. Let me pull up the daily chart here. Yeah, up towards some resistance, big daily upper wick here, and I'm looking for that one for some profit taking. Good old
Yeah,
CGTX.
not a bad one. Not a bad one to keep it a watch, right? Nice little couple pops. Yeah, maybe
I was
try to
going
see it,
over.
try to see it get above 340s, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, so we didn't see a sustainable move here on IVVD, like a little penny play. And what you mentioned last week just resonates with me on these kind of plays now.
Yeah.
Like they just don't get that leverage. That's what you said. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So you don't see exactly. I mean, you don't get the chat rooms all with their 10x leverage jumping in these names because they don't have it a lot with a lot of brokers. You don't have them under what $3.
Yeah,
And so
you want them to at least be above the 3. You can trade them below the $1, like below the 3, but don't expect them to make like a 1 to 10 move, right? Now the $3 one, you can more expect for it to get that move. And yeah, you're bringing up the stock that, oh man, yesterday this is one
oh
of
boy,
those where it was like shake my head type of move. I
yeah.
lost on this thing long yesterday. Not the way to play it. I mean, if I
Oh
would have
man.
just been able to hang on, we're talking about an over $2,000 winner.
Well,
So
I
that's
mean,
just
you
how it goes
predefined your
sometimes,
stop.
right?
I mean, where did you get stopped on this thing?
I got
Is it
stopped
down
on
here?
the down move to the 230s after
Yeah,
the
yeah.
breakout
Got it
up
right
to
here.
the
Yeah.
275, right?
Ah, It
So
is.
what was really the nasty one was the quick dip between the kind of the 260 to 230s spot. Um, yeah, that was the one that really got me right around, let's say, at 1030s, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah. Right here.
1037 right
Yeah.
there. I was looking for it to come back up to 3, and then it does come back up to 3. And then it goes beyond 3. It goes all the way there to $5.
Yeah, I saw
So
somebody on
hey, that's
THAR
just
do the
how it
same
goes.
thing. They THAR dude, somebody was honest and showed their chart, but man, it's very similar story. THAR, they yeah, right at the open down here where it cracked, it accumulates short sellers and then squeezes on up. They got stopped out in this 480s right before the move up to 9. Like, just the luck.
Yeah, that's just how
That's
it goes
that's awful.
sometimes.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
guys, adjusting some things, but hey, it is what it is. Just gonna roll with the day and what we got. Let's roll. Let's roll. Let's just take a look into some stocks out there. We'll try to get some trading action. Yesterday, definitely a tough day for me in the day trade account, but hey, day trade account has not been going well anyways. So let's just focus on the swing,
Uh,
game.
SATS is up too, guys. This is $30 to 55, and so good amount of volatility here. It was on an acquisition deal, I believe, $23 million deal. Let me double check that. But SATS, good volatility is certainly what we look for as day traders. Volatility, and that creates the opportunity.
I'm still long on an SMR swing, just to give you guys perspective on that. Watching to see what happens to SMR today.
83 billion.
That's definitely a name that I'll be watching. Um, I am just trying to get my account set up here, ready to rock and roll. Uh,
Okay.
Computer is giving me some gremlins today. Who
Oh, it's
poured
no
the
bueno.
water on the
It,
computer?
and then DJT guys as well. By the way, SATS $23
Oh,
billion
what's up with
acquisition
DJT?
there. Yeah,
Big red there.
DJT. Yeah, it's crypto related right here. DJT's up from 17 to 1865. So bear that one in mind. Trump media to establish a digital asset treasury company with Yorkville acquisition. All right. PACK. I saw PACK as well, Steph. I know she's asking you about PACK. That came Rampack and Walmart multi-year deal to deploy autofill AI-powered packaging. PACK is kind of on lightish volume right now. But certainly opportunity there. Guys, yesterday, I mean, there was
All right.
again for the first 30 minutes or so, it was crazy. The chop was wild. There were a lot of stops. I know Mitch was honest about that. A lot of people out there just getting stopped in the chop.
Yeah, man, and that's what
But,
happens sometimes when you trade the
yeah,
chop. You get chop suey,
yeah.
and that's just the way it goes. And that's why sometimes we got to be a little patient, right? Just waiting.
Uncommon patience, uncommon discipline. That's what separates.
I'll tell you. All right, so let's just go towards it here. Let me get some of my position set up there. Where's the other one?
Yeah, Trader Life overtraded yesterday. I've certainly been there too. They lure you in, man. Like the tickers, they lure you in. Waiting for your certain levels, picking them out. Like this ALLR, for instance, that's up, whatever, 100% or so right now. On the fast track designation, by the way, like we need to look left of the chart there to get an idea of where do you want it at if you're looking at this, especially for a short, like how I do. I look at the levels left and I'm seeing some upper wicks, lower wicks right around $2. So it's certainly being met with some resistance right now. So we want to see this is going to be high volatility at the open. I'm gonna give it a little breathing room and kind of see where it goes at the open before I just hop on in there on the short side. I kind of want to get today. I want to give some of these tickers breathing room because I was getting chomped out too at the opening bell yesterday.
Well, it looks
I'm
like.
back.
Oh, did you get lawyer approval to come back? You're allowed at work.
They came after me, I guess, man. The shorts came after me. Yeah, I went from
They
yeah,
tried to
I
get
showed
you.
you guys
The
0.1
Fed,
megabytes per second up, so they throttled me hard. That's
Yeah, they definitely
56K dial up.
rug burn real quick, man. Oh, they tried to pull that rug, man. We'll see what happens today. Let me get some shared screens up so Kevin doesn't feel like he's running the show here.
Got it. Back in action. Oh, I just ran another beautiful speed test. We're back up into the 300s. So
Oh, there you go. You're back in action. I'm sure you were talking before you got knocked out of here. So I'll come to you, Michael, and then we can take a look at some stocks that are moving or something like that coming up.
yeah, I just wanted to show right the gap, right? If we go to the IWM, right, we're actually gapping up a little bit today.
Yeah.
And then if we look at the Qs and the SPY, we're gapping down a little bit today. So it just seems to be like that's the theme is you got to figure out, is this a large cap tech day or is it a small cap day, and is it growth or is it value, is it this or is it that, and once you figure that out, then you're good to go, right? Because yesterday, if you had participated, there was at least a little bit of a rally in the large cap tech yesterday, and then we really got nothing in the SPY or the IWM. So I'm going to be spending more time in the pre-market, I think, just focusing on this until we're back to some sort of normalcy where everything is kind of up or down on the day. But we're just getting more and more down. It's I like it. because it's a big rotational thing, but it gets a lot harder to kind of pin down an absolute, like, is it an up day or down day? Well, you don't know. It depends what you're looking at.
We'll see what happens. Sorry that I seem a little distracted, guys. I'm just doing some fixes in the background, so it's not that I'm distracted off of you guys, but we'll be watching to see what happens today. I mean, a lot of action and talk off of the Fed conversation that really kind of affected the bond market, if anything, right? So that's the one thing that I keep watch today. The bond market is going to be a telling sign. TLT, will it finally crush the 85? I have no idea at this point.
Well, he's got to do something, because we know every time we're
We get
back
down
into
here, you
this
get
area,
scared, right? And so
right, that's where financing the debt becomes an incredibly expensive thing. That's again, Nike can go to zero, no one cares. But if the bond market has problems, you gotta watch out there, because that's what guides everything. So
of course we're talking about the Fed member stepping down and how that affected the 2-year yield dropping, and then the 10-year kind of climbing. Of course, in short, the front end of the curve is pricing in more rate cuts, though. So I think that's one thing that we need to be thinking about. Could that help us go higher, Michael? Maybe an outlook of rate cuts or faster rate cuts coming.
And I think that's really the only thing that the market gives a crap about right now is because there's nothing else. We're off earnings season, and so we can kind of look back and say, yeah, earnings season was an absolute huge success. If you look at the average earnings report, everybody beat, everyone's making good money. That's great. But as we know, the market doesn't look backwards at those things. It looks forward to whatever the next thing is. So we have NVIDIA earnings, obviously. That's going to matter some to the tech sector. But again, we've gotten all the important earnings behind us. We know that everyone's making money and they're happy and all of this. So you always got to look at what's next. And I think what's next is this rate cut happening in, like 3 weeks from now? It's not very long.
Yeah, I like what you said about the market kind of prices in like the future. I mean, do you think like we're already pricing in a rate cut, based on what we've seen? Yeah.
Generally speaking, the market, and this is why I kind of laugh at people who spend too much time looking at fundamental data, because you can go back and look at it, and the fundamental data always looks the worst at the absolute bottom when the market's ripping, and it always looks the best at the absolute top when it's tanking, right? So it's the market moves generally 3 to 6 months in advance. So sometimes you have these sell-offs and you're like, 2008 was a perfect example. In the beginning of that sell-off, everyone was like, what's going on, right? Housing market's great. Everything's doing fantastic. Things are rosy. Look at all these numbers. Everything's looking great. And then like 6 months after, bam, right? It's like, oh, right? Now we see the problem. And then the opposite, when it bottomed, the market bottomed right after, I think it was Bear Stearns, went up and just completely disappeared. So you're having banks dropping left, right, and center, and the market is ripping, and so many people are in complete disbelief. The amount of times I would be watching like CNBC, because I actually did that then. I was a young kid and I didn't know any better. They were talking double dip recession. It's the end of the world. Everything's bad. Meanwhile, the market's ripping, and then only after that you had a change from the fundamental data, because again, fundamental data is by definition lagging. They have to be lagging. So the market generally sees these things in advance. So the fact that the second JPOW, and you can see it if you look at the market, it all happened in if we go to like a 1 minute chart, it all happened here in 1 minute. He said, okay, we're good to cut rates, and the market just, find the candle. It was just 1 minute candle, and the market just absolutely soared. So then it's priced in. So now the question, right here, this is a 1 minute candle, and then we did nothing after. So if you didn't catch that 1 minute of price action, you didn't really get anything. So then the question is, okay, what are we looking at now? What are we pricing now? And I really think we're debating whether or not there's going to be that Fed cut. And then also there's like an inflation number, I think, at the end of the week. And those are the two big things that I think are the only thing that we care about for now. Ooh, did something? Oh, the market.
All right, let's get the party started.
I was like, oh, the market's moving. What's happening? I'm all confuddled.
Let's go. Market's open. Let's have some fun, guys.
So a little bit of a drop there, right, in the first minute, and then we've just recovered that. So the first opening order was a sell, and now we're looking to recover that, at least for a little bit.
Ooh, good little spike there. SMR giving a little spike there. Feeling good about that. Let's go, SMR. Let's rock today.
And
Oh
we
man,
are,
Thar
yeah.
snap guys maybe halted down.
Ooh.
Oh, we should have been watching that one.
Well,
Dude, I still alerted chat. I'm
yeah.
like, my spider senses are tingling for that offering there that we were talking about.
Ah,
I'm like,
man.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean
and
it's a hangover. Yeah, go ahead.
if you're the company and you've gone from what is it, $1 to
Yes,
$10 and you
I'm like,
don't do that offering, you should be
dude,
fired.
come on. Yes,
Like,
seriously. Take
you got
advantage of these guys that are long-term investors now.
it. So yeah, more of the same, right? So we have SPY about flat, we have Qs down about flat, and then we have IWM leading the charge, at least for now, showing some relative strength. So maybe keep an eye on the small caps. This obviously could change as time goes on. Also, we have MBY or mid caps. They're showing strength as well here.
USAR and UUUU on the watch. UUUU lifting off out the gates there, guys. So nice little lift there, up there towards $12 now.
TSLL.
CGTX cracked, guys.
Ooh.
We're watching that for a fade.
I like
Getty
that.
pushing.
Tesla right up
Quantum
against
pushing.
these. This 350 in Tesla has been a big level, and we're getting real close to that. And then Palantir, yeah. Palantir's not doing too much. Nvidia, it's not doing too much. But yeah, this Tesla's really interesting to me. Just right against this pretty serious 350 level. So that would be maybe a TSLL, call it 1350 trade. That would be an interesting one.
Shoot. Where you at, Michael, with open? What you thinking?
Still in. I'm gonna put on like I don't know, a 10 period moving average or something short term and go. I'm waiting for an update. I haven't checked today, but I'm just waiting for an update on the short float data. Because that's the thing. If it comes in and they've covered most of the shorts, yeah, nothing today. If they've come in and they've covered most of the shorts, then I'm done. I'll just get out like immediately. If the shorts are still there, then I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna keep, stay in there. But yeah, yesterday was kind of so pretty much everything now is up, just barely. Like you're talking 0.02% on the Qs. I'm still in the camp that overall market we are just going to be stuck inside this igniting candle from JPOW until at least when Nvidia reports, probably even until the end of the week, and then I don't know, maybe even longer if we end up not getting some sort of kind of resolution of that.
Yeah, Steph, OPAD against the opens, probably what I'm looking at there as well for short. If we can get a pop, Thar out of this halt, I'm going to be monitoring. Again, we're coming under a lot of that consolidation yesterday, where there could be accumulated longs.
CCJ, a name did look at today. I like that break of 76. Just watching it.
ALLR at highs right now. Be monitoring that, of course, against the Magic 20s there.
SMR continuing on my swing. That's looking really well. Of about 3%.
SMR. Yeah, it's definitely, we're getting some good rippage here from different sectors. Looking across the kind of landscape here now that we're going from red to green on the market, and it doesn't seem, if you only look at the ETFs, and I showed this, I think I was still here and they hadn't got me, but if you just look at the SPY, you say, oh, we gapped up a little bit. But if you go and you look at the futures and the overnight session, we were down pretty significantly. We were down like almost 1%, and then we've recovered that all in the after hours session and then pushed a little bit higher. So there's some, again, we're seeing some of this activity here where we're getting this movement after hours. So there were some buyers definitely coming in there. So you talking about DJT?
Yeah. DJT, a little bit of a
sell off.
Yeah.
Still looking for a little bit more pullback here to get long CCJ. of course, in the UUU space, names like that, metals and mineral names. Why? More mentions of tariffs on magnets.
Magnets, how do they work?
You got to know the
Neodymium.
metals.
Is that the-
Uh-oh.
It's,
My
oh,
computer is
that-
throttling over here.
oh, see, they're coming one at a time. They're coming for us.
I'm frozen, at
As
least
long
on
as
my
they,
side.
as long as they can't get us all at once, we're
Can they
good.
hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Am I moving? Because I'm not on my side.
No, you're smiling though.
Yeah, got a good
you got
freeze.
a big,
Got a good freeze frame. Yeah.
you got
Oh,
it's
good freeze frame at least.
actually pretty photogenic there. I would take that all the way.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So this OPAD, now that we're pushing back up here, what 420? Is that where you're looking at it?
Yeah, I gotta stop at 4:30. Yeah, I'm gonna see what she does there at the open. If it starts going red to green and continuing higher, I'll let her be.
I'm getting interested, right, at this kind of stuff because I just want to build more and more strategies. Because there's times where mine were super active, and over the last little bit, they've been pretty dead. So,
Well, the hangovers are certainly where it's at. I mean, let me pull up some so far this morning. CGTX was a good one. I kind of like. They're good trades oftentimes to take a stab at like half quarter size, like right at the open, because you get those snaps. THAR as well. I mean, it was a hangover, but that was the overcrowded play of the last few days, and so I was a little hesitant to jump there. We're halted down on that one though, but the idea is the same. We're overbought a lot, and like pull up THAR, or I can show you on my chart.
oh yeah,
We're overbought the prior day, and then we open just we don't have a lot of activity after hours pre-market, and this is I mean, again, I can send you folders of tons of these, but they all essentially look the same like this. You get a ticker that's up a lot. I mean, THAR from $1 to $8. And then what you want is not a lot of after hours pre-market activity. You want it to kind of open below the previous high a day or previous close, and then a lot of times just it's a psychological thing. You get a snap out of the gates like this, because imagine being in a long on this. What do you want? You want it to gap up the next day. You want to see follow through momentum. You don't get it. They all profit take at the same time. Additionally, shorts coming in. So this is the effect of that.
I like it, and that to me is always step one of a beautiful kind of automated system. Is because it's not just right. I plugged a MACD and a Bollinger Band into a system, and it gave me a good number, so I want to trade it.
Yeah.
It comes from this is something that I've observed in the market. This is it psychologically makes sense to me, and that's why. So I've got that kind of path to confidence that it will continue,
Oh yeah.
and then you start to build it out.
Well,
right?
look at this CGTX. It had a day 2 climb, but the algo wouldn't have traded it because look, we're gapping up above the previous close the next day. So it wouldn't have traded it this day. It would have traded it the following day if the parameters were set. We need to be opening below like previous high a day, or even the previous close. Though that's an important, I guess, part of the system there.
So that's that's the exact right way to think about it as well, in which you're saying, okay, well, I need to start developing these if-then statements, which is always funny because when I work with traders about systematizing their trading, you can always tell the ones that are going to be good traders anyway, because they already have a lot of those if-then statements in a trading plan. In a basic discretionary trading plan, I'll take this because of this and because of this because of this, and then go from there, because then that leap from a trading plan over to a system becomes way easier. So I'm gonna we're gonna be hanging out here a lot, so I'm gonna be continuing to pay attention to this. But I could very easily see building a system off this, and if to select stocks from the prior day, you're probably just taking the ones that are up the most, but they're not closing near their highs. Is that kind of the thing? Like they've ripped, but they gave a
Long
little
and
bit
then
back at
eat.
the end of the day. Is that that like kind of the criteria
They're
for what you're looking at?
they're long, and then what? Sorry, I'm taking a trade ALLR guys at the Magic 220.
Yeah, so they've ripped the prior day, but they're not quite at their. They didn't close at their high. So at some point during the day, they gave a little bit back. Is that what the?
Right. They close kind of weak, yeah, and then they're going to open below those key levels and not get any follow through momentum. Now, there's like a tricky part of that is for systematizing it. Like sometimes you want the illiquidity to a degree. The tricky part would be the spread, though. Sometimes there could be a little spread, but of course, you can throw your order just right up there on the ask. It may or may not get hit. So that's the tricky part. You may not get hit like half the time on these. So if you could set it in a way where if I don't get filled within X amount of time, like I no longer want the trade because an hour passes, it does a red to green move. I don't want it at that point. The idea on the confirmation for this is near the open.
Nice, I like that. So I'm making notes here because yeah, this would be a good one to build something around, right? So you can just build a list of stocks the night before, and they'll do what they need to do.
All right, guys. I have long in NNE, long in FLNC on the swing trade, and also SMR, and taking some trades in energy. I'm seeing quantum names hold today. We can run through some of that action here. Let me try to find where the heck I am. There I am. All right. QBTS up there to 1527, so that's looking good too there. And then E slightly in the green here, looking for it to start taking off. BTBT, APLD, SoFi. Wouldn't you know it? Higher. ETHU is one that I'm keeping an eye on to see what happens. Tesla trying to load up here. We'll see if it starts to make a rip. Some stocks just hanging out here. ARM is really strong. That's one name that I keep an eye out for that is getting a lift there. And then we'll start to look to see if like these names like GEV and those types of names, can they start going higher with these kind of nuclear names going higher also. FLNC, of course, this is a swing trade I took from 7 to 750. Now I'm taking it at 750s and going to try to ride it to 8.
So yeah, IWM up 0.5 point and MDY up 0.5 point. And then we've got the SPY still flat. So definitely a small cap kind of day.
And what are you seeing on my watch list? I'm trading those small caps. They're in there.
Yep.
RCAT's up. You know what I mean? Rigetti's in that. QBTS having a good day. So.
Yeah, so definitely pay attention to that sector. We do have some middling numbers coming up here at 11. We've got consumer confidence and Richmond Manufacturing Index. So just nothing crazy, nothing huge, but numbers nonetheless, something to keep half an eye on here. Like we talk about all the time, I know a whole bunch of people that run systems and they just intentionally turn them off until look at whatever is happening in the news that day. And even if they are not super important numbers like this, then they just say, okay, well, let's just wait.
Thar is still halted. Does this go in T1, guys?
Ooh, so that it's got to be news pending at this point. It should have been open.
Oh, the offering. Yes. Hang on. Enters 5.35 million securities purchase agreement.
Like no.
Okay.
Like you got one more minute. It could do a 15-minute halt, right? So 1 or 2 more minutes.
Right. Yeah. So it could. Yep. This is.
Be watching in 2 minutes, like around 9:45 something. Watch for that.
Where are we gonna open up at, Thar? I'm gonna have. Man, it's a tough one. I like Thar. Do you like her?
I do like her.
I do like
I
her.
do. I want to take her for a spin. That Thar. I'll take her out on the town. A night on the town. LI not doing too bad.
Speaking about a night on town.
NIO coming right back up, guys. China. NIO pushing. Might get to 7 today. That's not a bad look there. We'll see if it breaks through.
ALLR 220's holding up, guys. 230's holding up, or 220's holding up. Let's get that $2 crack on ALLR.
All right, gonna take some LI here. See if I can finally get a ride on LI. Trying to take some China.
Oh
China,
yeah,
let's go.
so I had that Neo yesterday, and that was a loss. So of course it's gonna rip today.
Oh, I mean,
Thar opened up. It's under $6 right now.
Oof.
Star.
Gosh.
Oh,
Man.
can I buy it? Can it halt up? It could halt up here.
If it shoots up, you guys know what I'm gonna be doing.
This is a hard one, man. I'll tell you that
What would
much.
you do? A 720? Is that your?
I'd. And this
Michael,
is a
getting to know
very
me
difficult
well.
one.
Getting to know me very well.
Yeah, the only thing is that it won't get to 720. It'll halt before that.
Michael's gonna set his algo to like take the opposite side.
790.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be like that. Those jerks and the Price is Right. Just
See, there's that jump.
betting $1.
I have a feeling it's going to do.
I'm gonna throw a little bit on it, guys, at 650 there, and then got
There's
another
Star.
for it up towards 720.
Where's the 10% up? Where's it going to halt?
That I thought, yeah, dude, that's open. Wow.
Yeah, I think it might halt around 676 here. If it has about 8-7 seconds, 5, 4, 3. Nope, there it goes. You see right there. Oh, it tried to get there. No, it opened the new one. It tried to get there. It was literally like 6 cents away from getting halted.
I think there's a halt levels. I thought there was a halt. No, I thought I saw someone with a trading view indicator that actually plotted the halt levels, which would be
That's actually pretty smart.
Looking for a half off on ALLR with a crack under 2, guys.
Apple dropping fast today, guys. That's one thing I'm seeing there, guys. That could be a downturn coming in. Q's dropping fast there, guys. I might play a little VIX here.
And then IWM just holding.
That's where you want to be. You got to know. You got to know when to go, where you got to be at right now. Industrial is doing well. I think that's also that defense talk that was given by Trump, and it's definitely affecting defense stocks and aerospace stocks. So those are doing really well today. Keep your eyes on those names.
Yeah, ITA.
Boeing, RTX, Lockheed Martin, just taking off. And these were comments that the U.S. could possibly take a stake in one of these defensive names. So, hey, just putting that out there, right?
Man, pure socialism at that point, eh? Let's just start buying.
You finally said it, Michael. No one's wanted to actually get to that level. Like I talked about it, and I kind of hinted towards it. I'm like, we're doing what China does, right?
Yeah, no, it's by definition socialism, right? You're taking private ownership, or you're taking private things and you're making them the public, right? That's just that's by definition what it is, right? And you guys laugh at us because we give everyone health care. Come on. Rather give everyone health care than give everyone Intel. At least give your people NVIDIA, man.
Right?
ALLR under $2, guys. Took half off. I got a trail there. I'm just going to kick back with it, leftovers. And then Thar, I went pretty tiny on it because I was looking to see if it would make a bigger pop there towards
not much.
over 7.
It's a tough one, man. That's one thing I will say.
That is a tough one. Yeah, it is.
Tough trade overall.
How's the air quality stuff? Everything is still on fire, but we got a bunch of, and it's actually making the air quality worse, but at least the fires are dying down. We got a big rain last night. So that actually, because you take a bunch of fire and you dump a bunch of water on it, and then you get smoke everywhere. So
yeah,
inside day for me today. Not breathing that in.
Yeah, it's smolder, if anything. Nothing like that. Apple's still dropping fast, guys.
Well, this
VIX is starting to kind of move there.
Watching.
Big boy rotation away is definitely what we're seeing away right now. And it's funny because the big boys had a nice day yesterday. So
yeah, remember this FTech. This is the one that my buddy, who's an energy trader, is talking about as a micro cap coal play. I've been watching it. It keeps bumping up against $3 and selling off, and now it looks like it's getting back there. I'm looking to add to my swing It's one of those. It's been a bit annoying because it hasn't given me a reason to get in. It hasn't given me a reason to take profits. It's just been, doing nothing. So it's just been hanging out here. But if it gets through this $3, could be interesting.
All right. Almost $50 in that FLNC swing trade already, guys. So that swing trade's doing really well. If I get towards like 60 or 80, I'm probably take half off. That's an FLNC. Looking at that ALLR, I see that pullback. That's looking well for you, my friend. Wish you the best of luck. RCAT 1014 holding. That's holding well. Alster holding well today. Rigetti, the quantum names. Of course, AMD and IBM joining together. IBM made a huge move up. Now has been pulling back. That looks like your strategy there, Michael, like the VWAP rejection type of strategy.
Which one?
IBM with good news. You're kind of like where it just pushes up and then you're shorting above the kind of the VWAP right there for the fade rest of the
red
day.
arrow right there. Let's see. 2-day VWAP's 141. So that's like a 2-point potential gain.
AMD's not doing too well today, but IonQ and the rest of the quantum names really kind of getting a nice little lift there.
Once a mid cap, now a small cap. PTHL headed for $1. Shot from $32 down to $1 or 50 cents that ticker. I remember Michael Katz doing an interview with, and he mentioned somebody that was funded did really well. This name they were short in that, made like 80 grand or something.
Gonna get a Bitcoin run today, man. We'll see.
What was the? Geez, that just it has to be like fraud. Oh, that was one of these weird Chinese ones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That were just frauds. Like there's no other way to sugarcoat it. It's just a complete fraud.
Right.
DJT is now #1 trending on StockTwits. So often the top.
Can we short it?
Often the top. I do love this as I'm trying to figure out. I've chatted with the CEO Howard a few times. I would love to make a system where you find something that's ripping and you wait for it to get to the top mention on StockTwits, and that's like by definition when the masses are noticing and the masses are getting involved. And
Absolutely.
that could very much. You guys know how I love to fade my positioning, and that would be a really good sign to do that.
Yep, they draw in the 90%ers, the 10% do. AIFF, big milkshake, bringing that one up. 320 was holding, consolidating, just spiked up towards
Firefly.
Yeah, that's the 200-day as well right there. So, we got to be mindful of that. 350 is a key level where it's at right now.
Cup and handle off of the 325 look here.
Let me pull that one up.
I got you up there.
It's not a bad looking look there, even off to that dip, right? So this is that washout dip here. I'm going to try to grab it here.
Okay.
I'll try to grab it here.
Oh, the elevator down.
Yeah, the thing is, though, this is still an area to buy versus
could be.
where some people were selling it, right? So I'm already long it. I'm going to long it off we'll do the 307 here, risk like $20. Doesn't need to be much, right? So this is kind of, look at it try to grab me right here. It's trying to grab me. I moved it at 305. I was like, yeah, you can't get me just yet, brother.
Slowly inch it down to
just
a penny.
Just yet. Just moving it. You saw how it went off of that, right? It was right there.
It heard you.
It was right there. Here, let's have some fun. Let's watch watch them chase me.
Right at that.
Look, I'm trading out there today, guys. You guys see this? I'm trading out there. Look at that SMR now ripping. That's what I wanted to see. That's going to help that NNE start to really push. Watch how the relationship works. I talk about relationships all the time. So I'm swinging one and day trading one, right? So we'll see how that works out there. But yeah, you see that AIF, and you see how this cup and handle starts to form there. So yeah, it went right to that 307 where I was at. Hit low 307. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, no, you're not
Brutal.
touching me. I'll pull it back 2 cents.
Exactly. Yeah.
The funny part is it's right on the bottom, right? It's like it's not like went to 308, right?
305 is a good level based on pre-market. Looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so at this point it's just $27 risk, but if it goes right back through 4, I mean, we're talking 4 $300 winner. So it's about risk to return a lot of the times when you're playing these penny games. That's what I think that most traders kind of get wrong, right? You're going to be wrong 80% of the time. So just keep that in mind in the back of your head. I literally am going to take 10 of these trades and 8 of them I'm going to be wrong in. So what do you need to do? You need to be small. You need to be
And it's
small
just
and waiting for the big run.
so hard for a lot of people to just be
Accept
able
that
to do
reality.
that kind of mentally. It's just so hard to
I agree.
sit through that. But yeah, that is the key.
Mm-hmm.
And just get lucky every now and then and have something. Right. And then the problem is with a lot of people, they get beaten up so much being wrong that often that when they finally make a little bit of money, they're like moving their stop to break even real fast, trying to scale out of the position real. And then it's they don't let that one really make up for all of the losses. And then they think it's
All
just a
right,
negative sum of
starting
the
to
game.
climb here. NNE starting to really climb here, looking good. Now I can add on pullbacks to like 31.10s, but looking for this to start to rip higher. We'll see if it gets that rip higher. I'm going to leave it at 31 for now. Looking for this to push above. Really don't want this to go red. Looking for the push above towards 32. You can see right now, green on the screen. Doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, guys. Let's make sure that we're being smart here, and I'll show you guys some trades that are doing well right now. Let's go to that. UUU still staying strong, and then E, that's what I'm trading. RCAT looking interesting. Tempest starting to come back to VWAP. BE is one that I'm trading with like my FLNC, which is a swing trade, right? Rigetti pulling back a little bit now, but it was hot. This APLD, I think it's starting to really look good for another move off this 16. We'll see if it can make a run to 17 today. Yeah, that looks prime right there.
LWLG I mentioned, watching that one against 320, got an order out. 315 may or may not get hit here. A little pumpy action. I don't see any news coming out on it. A little upper wick towards 310 at the moment.
I'm going to try to get some APLD also. I'm loading it up, guys. Got 4 day trades on. 4 day trades on. Let's go.
I prefer, I do enjoy being in more than one because it helps distract me from tunneling in, on this
Tunnel.
one side. Yeah,
Agree.
exactly.
You just look at bigger levels and it helps. Another thing that I think it helps is you stop worrying so much about winners and you're like, where's the red?
Yeah, you just think more objectively on them. At least I do.
Yeah.
Like what's working, what's not working.
Like one easy tip, if you're trying to let a position work and get a bigger winner, I'll tell you one way to distract yourself. Just take another trade. Even if it's small, just take another trade. Watch how you get distracted.
That's why I love the mantra from Tasty Trade and all those guys, right? Their whole thing is trade small, trade often. And that's just you take your edge, you spread it out.
Spread
There's
it
no
out.
sense to
No.
right? If you've got a 51% edge, you're going to make way more money taking 10 trades than taking one big one. Right? Just over the long run, you'll do so much better. It's why it's my whole thing about I want to build as many of these kind of market making, mean reverting systems as I possibly can, and just have a tiny edge where I make like a couple bucks on average on every trade, and just take tons and tons and tons of trades.
Yeah, doing 1,000 times, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I've always gone wrong. With any account is always like allowing ego to take precedence on a given trade. Just move along. I actually mentioned that to a trader who I saw blew their account on X, and I think it resonated with them because they were like, "What am I doing wrong?" And it's like, well, they had 1,000,000. Their chart looked like a Christmas tree. It's like, dude, move along. You gotta move along if the ticker's not cooperating with you. Even if your trades are not terrible, but they're all on this one ticker that's not cooperating. Move along.
We move along. I know a rock song like that.
Well, and if you look at it, right, it's like, okay, who makes the most amount of money, like intraday trading and like short-term scalping the market? And it's market makers. And market makers are not caring about, this, oh, we got to get this one stock to move $20 to stop out this one. It's none of that. It is, we are taking tons of trades and
Yeah.
we're trying to make a penny or 2 pennies. It's something that we can't do, but market makers can, and they just know their edge. Our edge is just to eke out a penny or two a trade, and then most market makers are trading hundreds of stocks a day, and they're just making that little bit of money here or there, and that's their whole goal, is just to over time just do those little tiny scalps.
Taking a little bit of money here in FLNC, guys. It's hard not to take the money in SMR because this thing's running right now. But so is NNE, so I'm just trying to ride the wave.
ALLR trail was probably a little too tight here. Got taken out, and she's dumping off a 2 right now. Little head and shoulders. It's how these small caps. I mean, they kind of over present some of these patterns. You'll see them on a small time frame, like this little head and shoulders right here. 210 left and right shoulders, cracking the $2 area, being the neckline. Thar not giving up. Wow. I'm gonna give it to 720. Amazing. Yeah.
Clean Spark giving me an alert, guys. I'm gonna keep getting after it. AIFF doing really well there. Let's keep it working, guys. I'll take trades as long as they're working, right? Sometimes it's as simple as that. Clean Spark alert for me. This thing wanted to get back above 10, it felt like. So I'm gonna take a smaller bet here to see if it can get back above 10. But definitely on the radar there. I'll take a shot there. Now up almost $300 on that NNE trade. So I'm going to take some off here as it breaks 32s, but doing really well on that trade. Let's go. Let's go.
This FTech I'm watching here, it's breaking. It's 304 now, so it's breaking that $3. Last time it did that, right? It's never been able to close over this price, and because this is a swing for me, this is something, again, I bought a bunch on this base break right here, kind of 160, and I'm trying to buy more, but I want to see a little more of solid price action and a potential close, but watching that very closely. Also, a lot of the psychedelic stuff is kind of interesting and perking up today, because there was the first of what I think is going to be many buyouts in this sector. So ABBV bought Gilgamesh, which is one of these psychedelic names. So you got to think about it. If you sell SSRIs and these guys are coming for you, it's, practice as old as time. Just buy out the competition and either push their drugs to market to replace yours or squash them. But I think there's too many of the companies now to squash. So keep an eye on, right? ATAI, MindMed, Cybin, CYBN. Just this space might start to warm up. And I'm looking, again, I've been talking about this PSIL. This purple line is the AVU from all-time highs. So if we can get above that, that'd be interesting. Maybe we bring the guy back on, do another interview about this thing.
Guys, I am focused on the profits here. Holy moly. My eyes are like, you know how your eyes sometimes get big when you see a bunch of losses? But look at this screen. This one's hard. Like my eyes are like, there's green here, there's green here. What do I take? What do I don't? Yeah, that just knows. We have a saying for that, right? When it's good for screenshots, it might be good to cash in a little bit here. So I'm gonna take a little bit here. Look at this NNE. It's 350. Boom, just cash some there. The swing trade is just taking off, man. This SMR is just rocketing, guys. So I'm just driving the stop with it because at this point, yeah, I can maybe make 400 on this trade, but I'm just grinding it higher. It's gonna pull back at some point. I'm just literally, so I'm gonna put the trail now in the 60s and just let this go.
Yeah, and right across the board here on my ETFs, everything is starting to get green here. IWM is now up 0.75%, right? MBY up over 0.5%. Like this is just pay attention right here. These are all the major ETFs they're all green. You start going down the list. UFO, or the space one, is now up 8% on the day. Even solar doing well, right? But pretty much everything. The only things that we're seeing are down is XLY, which is a little bit discretionary. MSOS is flat, and then the rest of these are kind of defensive type names. So
Let's go.
we're in a bit of rip mode.
Oh, yeah.
URA up. Ooh, just URA alone, just uranium is up 4% today. That's crazy for a commodity.
All right, there you go. NNE breaking that 38. Well, NNE, SMR breaking 38. Let's go, guys. Swings up 245 now, guys. 300s is just a cash no matter what. So I'm just raising up as this continues to drive higher. Now stop at 37.85s. Just trying to let this work. 225 secured. Let's go. Let's go. NNE continuing to climb. About to cash out in NNE. Looking for a drive potentially above the 3250 here to cash and run on NNE.
Nice work.
The only one that hasn't been running is Clean Spark. It got in the green slightly, so this is the one that I'll just do as quick risk to return. Like if you cut me out of this position, it's okay because I don't need this position. It's just more how hot am I? I'm going to keep riding the hot hand, right? It's like a basketball player that's hot making shots, right? You just keep shooting, baby, until you start missing. Once you miss once, calm down. You're not hot anymore. RCAT looking great there. Alster ripping. So you should see your stock ripping, right? If you're long now and your stock's ain't ripping, well, that'd be when I'd start to question, right? What's going on here? Is this the stock that I want to be in? Like, let's say the Ethereum stock, Ether, even this leverage, it's not going anywhere right now, right? So that might not be the place for me to be hiding in, right? I'm looking for names that are leading. A lot of these IWM names. We'll keep mentioning that. Rigetti going higher. IonQ. Quantum names are pushing. I still have this FLNC that's doing well too. QBTS is looking good. Bros is taking a nice push. APLD pulling back now. I've had this from 1615, so looking to see if this can get back above 1630s. But at this point, I can tighten down as other trades really take off. LI now taking off. Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's go, China. Sound that alarm. That's China alarm. Let's go. Let's go. Somebody call China because it's on the breakout.
Oh, let me
That can help NIO rip, but I talked about this trade. This is the classic leader to laggard style. Do you think I like LI? Hell no. I don't even like this chart. I just know that it's the relationship. And if these are going to keep ripping and the outlook overall for China is going to get better, guess what? At some point, LI is going to get going. And it has earnings coming up. So it would make sense for them to run it into the earnings. Not a bad little run there. Now to 24.65. I got 500 shares, so we're locked and loaded. Let's go.
Speaking of China, HKPD, a Hong Kong ticker, is squeezing up towards 250. 250.
HKBD? Or
PD. Yeah,
PD.
HKPD, the police department.
Ooh, I like this. I like it. It's a good day for this type of stock.
Oh man, it's called digital technology too. Just send it.
Oh, come back to 2. Come back to 2 here.
You looking for the dip and rip?
Yeah. Whenever I see these, I first tell myself, where's the whole dollar so that I can try to get there. You saw this went above 210 and then went right back below 2s. So let's see if we can go to 210 or $2 range on a quick pullback. That's a 15-minute outlook more than the 1 minute. 1 minute, it's holding the 9 EMA. And you guys know how I love my 9 EMAs. That's that light blue line. As long as it can hold that momentum strong, but you've had 1, 2, 3, this is going to be your 4th. Are you just going to break out through 250 or finally give me a chance to get back to VWAP? SMR cut out, guys. Took a really nice gain on that today. 224 in just an overnight kind of trade. I'll take that anytime.
LWLG pains me. I didn't take the 20s, 320 elevator down into the 290s, guys. Good work, anybody who took that. HKPD has my attention. I mean, 250 certainly liquidity zone on the past chart history. We see some upper wicks there. It's in bull mode right now, but my eyes are peeled. I want to Keep my eyes peeled here for a potential short at a given point. This overcrowded right now, so let's see what it does on a pullback. And we've certainly rotated this float to 3.42 million float, 53 million shares traded on it right now. I'm in Thar and HCWB. HCWB popped up towards its previous close. I'm in that short. They're not moving much. Thar isn't really doing much either. I'm in a short there at a 665, but it's kind of going sideways at this point. Don't entirely love that, especially after that halt down, open up. You as a short seller, you want to see some panic profit taken, like the capitulation. If you guys have seen that chart before, the capitulation chart. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking though here. We're right at VWAP on this star. So I don't know, it might not be the worst little shot is to say, hey, if we reject VWAP, that's kind of the average price of everyone who's been hanging out in this name today.
Yeah.
It'd be a good do or die level, right? If we lose that, then we start to sell lower. Then maybe people start to get a little bit worried, and then if we hold it, start to push higher, then it's okay. Right? They won.
I like liquidity move here towards 716, 715, and then move back below 7. That's just the way that I look at it. I'm always, when I get to these moments where I'm like, do I get in? Do I get in? Do I not get in? Do I wait? I've lately been telling myself, has the liquidity event happened where the stop run has happened? I don't think that's happened yet.
Okay.
So that question, right? Like, have they ran? Like, if I was short,
making me question the stop right here.
Have they felt that pressure, right? But it's up to you. You call it a shot, right? I think that's the fun part of trading, right? We can see it 3 different ways with 3 different traders here.
Yeah, I see more times than not with these halt downs like this. It is going to be a difficult challenge, and again, they have reclaimed before. I'm just going to say I could say with fair amount of confidence that most of the time they don't reclaim the consolidation zones when you halt down, and it's going to be a difficult challenge to curl all the way back up to $8. So I like the area you're looking at. If this thing did pop up, towards 730s, 40s, 50s, I think that would be a miracle, but it would be a great opportunity. A lot of shorts are going to be salivating just like yourself on that. It's a good entry.
All right, guys, considering, do I take more money of NNE or just continue to ride the wave? Right now, I'm in more of a wave ride right now because SMR was such a big breakout. I'm just going to leave it break even right now and just let this kind of work. I could add here, but that's also just asking too much.
Get greedy.
Yeah.
Pigs get fat. Hogs get fatter.
Oh, yeah.
No, hogs get slaughtered.
That AIFF, I still have it, but part of me is thinking about cutting it. Need to see it start to move here.
Man, micro caps up over 1% now, and the SPY is flat. The SPY has not broken its opening range here at all. And then, you look at micro caps are up 1.5%. IWM is sitting at highs. Qs are negative, and the SPY is flat. So, right, tell me that this is not a rotation day just by looking at that. It's really the little guys. Little guys are doing well. Your big guys are not so much. If you look at things like Tesla, not doing anything. NVIDIA, not doing anything. AMD, nothing. AMD is actually a little bit weak here. Okay, then you look at IWM, we're curling up to new highs. So find your favorite, I don't know, regional bank, small kind of BS company, and that's what's going on. And
I just say just use your watch list where the strength is in these smaller ones, or just go to the IWM and then just kind of filter it that way, right? Where's the leaders in the IWM today? Staying in that is going to be the way to go. I can run through some of those names really quickly here on the screen. That's why I love TC, guys. I know some people tell me, well, why do you use that old thing? Well, Mitch, because I can do things like this, right? How quickly can I find this? It's more important to me than having an ability, right? So guess what? It's the leader in the IWM. All right. Well, that's a telling sign. RRGB, Red Robins. Get your burgers fast, guys. Yum.
it's always like the least interesting names when the IWM
SMTC. This is an expensive stock that's in there. That's having a good day. So it's not all cheap, right? This is a $58 stock. Good run though for sure.
Yeah, because it's IWM's not priced
GoPro, remember I had mentioned GoPro? It's actually still
for
doing
cap.
well. Um, I'm just going through here and trying to catch names, right?
Was GoPro high short interest? Is that why that one's
Yeah, it's
okay?
also it helps it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
iRobot, another name that's doing well in this space, right? That you wouldn't expect to
Man,
do well,
that
but
exists.
they still
Wow,
exist. three
because
dollars
that
and
was one of
and
those
70 cents.
memers. That was a memer way back in the day.
Yeah,
Oh,
those are the ones that I want to kind of keep on, right? Just keep focusing on.
barely existing, but yeah, it's still
Hey,
there.
hey, we'll see what happens on those names. Definitely the quantum names have had a really good day, so you guys can kind of watch for those type of action. Just seeing if there's any names that's kind of stand out to me here. But from there, I think you're kind of more moving down the line, like CLNE, not a bad looking daily chart that's doing really well. Energy, refining name, small names, right? So look for those types of names to kind of continue. This AEVA that had a huge run might finally break that cycle. But man, that was such a huge run. This thing went from like $7 to 40. The quantum names still holding on; those are still doing well. I still have this FLNC, even though I have a stop right underneath it. It's continuing to climb from 750. Now Clean Spark's starting to run. I'm looking for Mara to get a run. Can Mara get going today with the Bitcoin move that we were seeing? So how's Bitcoin looking right now? I thought that
And
maybe today could be a day that we could get a little lift there.
well, we had that big sell overnight
Mm-hmm.
on Bitcoin, and it's just kind of hanging out around 110, right? It
Around 110.
undercut all the way to 1.8 and back to 110 there.
All right, tight stop on APLD. It could go underneath 1610s, then rip higher. I'm not going to stick around for too much more if it does go in the red. I'm trying to milk the green and cut the red fast.
Yeah. There's a old saying that rang true to me not too long ago. It's like, don't eat like a bird and poop like a rhino. And I was doing
Mhm.
Yeah,
that all
yeah,
too often.
I
Let's
poop like a
reverse
rhino all
that.
the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like my account would stair step up and then just take the elevator down. You gotta you gotta do the opposite. Let's eat like rhinos and
I was wondering where
poop
this
like
was
birds.
going.
Yeah, exactly. Thar, guys, I hate this sideways action as a short seller. I'm probably going to adjust the stop down a little bit lower since we're not profit taking and
There's
cut it
that
if she continues higher up and over 7.
HKPD back towards $2. I got cut out of that AIFF. That's the one I got cut out.
Good stop though.
Yeah, I had to cut that one.
Yeah, ETH. Yeah,
If
Thar is right. Still just looking at it, right? Every time it hits his VWAP, it's just popping
so that
down,
could also mean
down.
that there's like this is why I like looking into dark pools because this could be that someone tried to target this short big, right? And if you look at where the action came this morning, it was a cut down through 8. So like that whole dollar spots are going to be viewed at right now. So this to me has someone building a bigger short. Still, longs are looking at it because they're addicted to longs. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone's building a short here.
HKPD 250's held, guys. It reversed pretty hard off of 245. So another pop closer to there. We have clear defined risk.
Oh yeah, just cracked VWAP.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, riding it on this FLNC, but I have a feeling we might start getting a little pullback here, maybe some VWAP attempts. So at this point, I'm starting to get a little protective of my gains.
Oh, angry dogs.
The dogs are out. The dogs are barking.
He does not want you to protect your gains.
No, he does not. He's not a fan of that. He's a fan of double
Fuel truck
down.
filling up the fuel, and he hates that guy more than anything because he just
You get him, dog. You get him.
It's funny. One of them's like a Shar-Pei mix. He's like looks like the most harmless in the world, and the other's a giant 120-pound black pit bull. And it's like the pit bull you just don't have to worry about at all. It's the other
It's the
like little
opposite dog. Yeah, the opposite dog. Uh, the big dog is the soft one.
Mm. Oh
Soft
yeah,
and
she lets the kids like punch her in the top of the head and like put their fingers in her eyes. And she just like smiles and loves it up. But yeah, he's a crotchety old man.
yeah, yeah. I have one like that too. Gets his tail pulled and his paws pulled at and everything in between. All
Oh,
right,
we have a
guys.
whole
Big cap tech coming back. At least some of it. I'm watching that.
yeah. I've just been going through the list here, right? And IWM continues to climb, right? It's up 0.8% now. MDY up 0.6%, and then
Yeah,
the SPY is lagging. The Qs are trying to catch up, and the Qs, if you look, we've got that 2-day VWAP right overhead. We've hit it now
yeah.
twice,
It,
and we keep
Nvidia
rejecting from
ramping.
it.
Nvidia
So
starting to ramp up. That's one to watch, right? Earnings, right, coming right now. So
yeah, that's what
hey,
we
keep your
need.
eyes on that, guys. That's trying to get a nice little ramp right now above 181s. That could help the Qs start to lift here. I'm seeing Apple start to come back, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla. So big boys are ready. They took their 30 minutes, hour of the open here. They were hanging out. They let the little boys do their thing, and now the big boys might come to take the overall market higher, right?
IWM.
Thar, I'm taking it off, guys. I'm falling out of love there. Right now, just with HCWB on a fade, looking for that to crack under 5. And then eyeballing
Over here.
HKPD still, maybe for a pop.
I kind of like it on the undercut here if you want to risk off the 170s. But I think a lot of times when you're looking at these, you got to set a plan and follow it, right? I said underneath 2 would be the kind of the look here. I'm getting that look. What we talk about sometimes, Kevin, let's get our entry near our stop. What would be that entry or stop if I got in at 2? Probably somewhere right here in the 188. So let's see a dip towards like 185, 180s. Then I can take the shot off 170,
Yeah,
right? As simple as that. Sometimes it's as simple as that. And if you make a plan, it's okay to execute on a plan as long as you have risk to return. I don't think any of us would tell you that you did it wrong, as long as
exactly. Yeah.
what it was, right? There's a dip to 187. That could be it for this stock, but I'm just waiting to see if we get one more attempt, and really a retracement of 2 is really where this starts to get strong again. There's some size coming in here, so there's that size that you want to kind of see. 13,000 shares, 193. Someone stepping up, the same look that I'm looking at, right? They're seeing it.
SPY popped through today's high. So
Let's
finally
go.
kind of broke its opening range. Qs made it through that 2-day VWAP. So starting to get a lift on all things. IWM still leading the charge, knocking on the door of up 1% on the day. Still has some room to go, but if we're just going to turn and rip to those prior highs in in the IWM, the highs after JPOW, could turn into a very interesting day here.
Yeah. Trying to let this LI keep running. That's doing really well. So looking for those China names to keep running.
Yeah, to be honest, I expected more chop after such a, again, it was like 5% on the small caps. It's a big deal. I expected more kind of consolidation, more nothingness, but it looks like we might be turning and taking a shot at those highs. That's 235.75 on the IWM, which is important. SPY, we still got a long way to go, right? We had six 647. We're at 643, but the IWM is like right there again, showing that relative strength. Very obvious to see if you're looking at the positioning data of why they are just aggressively short this, and it's not the move right now.
Uh,
ALLR, dirty move, guys.
ALLR.
ALLR, yeah, did
Uh,
a good old liquidity sweep up through the highs.
then right back down. Yeah.
yeah, that's the problem with those. It's a little bit tough when you get those liquidities, and it's just hanging out here, um, looking for the pop. What did I say in the pre-market? I think I said 240s for this. Yeah, above that. Yeah, like 230 short seemed to make sense. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a lot of volume between 230s there. As it got filled, it got knocked back down, right, on that name.
A little positive pop there in the old Bitcoin too. Seeing some of that across the going on here. If we go to ETH, yeah, Ethereum is kind of leading the charge. If you look at the ETH Bitcoin ratio, we're seeing that move higher. So Ethereum's still the guy, still the dude.
Still the dude.
Solana bouncing as well. If we do Solana versus Bitcoin,
There we go.
that's performing good as well. So pay attention to the more. And I do like, I remember I told you guys a while ago, I was talking to a buddy of mine who trades, he's a big crypto guy. And he's been talking about this Ethereum Bitcoin ratio as a good risk on, risk off indicator. The idea being that the crypto nerds, right, they look at Bitcoin as the safe one, right? So they're just going to, if this ratio is going lower, it just means they're moving their money over to Bitcoin. But for the last couple months, since July anyway, this has been screaming higher. So converting your money from Bitcoin to Ethereum has definitely been the move in the long run. Because a lot of these people, it's not about going from Bitcoin to cash or Ethereum to cash. It's about moving from kind of coin to coin to coin. And so that's why they pay attention, real close attention to these ratios. Because, right, do I want to have my money in Ethereum or Bitcoin or Solana or whatever it is? So
All right, I got a $30 risk there for CleanSpark. I got 600 shares, but willing to actually add if it can break towards 951. So I'll go and step up there if it starts to break out here, because I think it's a really nice setup there on Mara and CleanSpark. Names that I mentioned on Trader TV this morning, looking for them to run. There's Mara, 550s, CleanSpark, looking for the run above 950s to take the ads, and LI continuing to work. NNE continuing to work. Let's go, let's go. I just added an NNE that brought my average to 3167. So at this point, I'm just looking to see if NNE can just keep riding higher. If it starts to break down below 32s, I'll just get out here. But now I have a nice ability to let this try to get another drive and potentially make me some more cash.
some swing trade from my system, the MODG Top Golf just triggered.
Top golf. There you go.
A nice looking little daily chart here.
Yeah. Not a bad looking chart to look
Take
at.
a look at this big rounded bottom starting to break through here. There's just a little momentum scalp. See if we can.
You know the short
through
interest on MODG. I know Top Golf was trending in the news for a while. They haven't been doing too well. I don't think their earnings. I'll pull up there.
12%. Not
12.
Not nothing.
Okay. Not too bad. Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, that chart just looks.
It looks
I
nice.
love these
Above 10. I like it.
bottoms. So that's and again, it's a pure
that's a
pure
real clean.
system buy. So it means I know the stats. Less than 50-50 on this particular, because it's very quick kind of momentum player you're looking for, but has a great risk reward, this particular system. Yeah, the long-term chart looks great.
Yeah, the long-term chart looks great above 10. So now at this point, it'd be great to see an extension away from 10, right? So as long as you can close near 10 today, you're feeling good.
Yeah, that's exactly what the system is looking for. Any momentum trend following system, generally speaking, less than a 50-50 win rate, but you want to see a movement.
Too.
Yeah, you want to see a quick move from that level, and then you've got a very tight stop.
Yep.
And
Big level, I think, to watch that high from 8.7, which is 1024. So around that 1020s will be an interesting watch on this. FXI starting to drop a little bit there. Just keeping an eye on the stocks that are moving out there.
yeah, still looking at this THAR might be the discretionary trade of the day. It just did a little pop above that VWAP, right back down at this level. So I might just put like a stop limit, like 663, and then a stop loss at 707. Just take again, trying to do just one. So far, they've been awful. All of these, what it was, BTU and that lost, and NIO and that lost, and I don't know. Maybe this one will make it all back, but again, trying to keep me in the game, and I'm interested in kind of doing some of the stuff that Kevin's doing, trying to figure out a way to short these. I just know met a lot of guys who make a killing shorting these small cap stocks. It seems like a very stressful game and a very hard one to master, but
Oh yeah.
a lot of cash there if you can do that. And so I'm going to try to approach it my way, which is, right, try to figure out something that I can turn into a bot and have
It's nice because it's a right or right out edge that you could apply versus like the big boys are they're probably sizing into a lot of these plays, because you get significant move. Like think of the Thar, and of course if they have the margin and leverage to do that, that's one thing. And some of them do, man. They'll have those huge accounts and they just slow scale. With hardly a stop in sight, but it's obviously that's very uncomfortable.
Oh man, I gotta laugh about this one. Here's another stop hunt here. Look at this one. This one's pretty. Long here, right? It was up there, the APLD. I put the stop right at that 1610. Right at
right
that
under
drop.
VWAP. Yeah. So
Right
like
underneath it. So
let's spike that VWAP.
yeah, they just looked through the VWAP right there, it grabbed me, and then look where it is. Just look at the immediate reaction afterwards, right? It's just literally bid, higher lows, higher lows. This one's looking good for a run to maybe 17. I talked about potentially this one getting up there. We'll see what happens, but
That does look good
prime.
there on TAC. I'm talking about RGTI. Nice
Ooh,
little.
yeah, Rigetti.
It's had 5-6 days kind of basing
Quantum.
here in a row, right at support, and it's trying to break out of that little support base that it's been
Yeah.
hanging out at.
It's just hard with the news on these stocks. There's not much catalyst to really keep them driving. The AMD and IBM talk kind of got them re-sparked today. QBTS looks interesting off that 1550 spot. We'll see if it breaks it. And then he's starting to pull back, so we're starting to get some pullback out there, at least a little bit. There you go. Cut out of NNE, taking the cash and run in there.
Yeah, the IW or the SPY is back inside that range again. Is this just going to be a day like yesterday? Man, I think
Yeah,
my tweet.
that's where I'm like already like, yeah, let's just take cash and run, celebrate the day.
Because yesterday was just. I think
If
my
I
tweet
did
was I'm
that,
going to go watch paint dry, as opposed to watching the market yesterday.
Oh yeah, that was not fun.
Today,
guys,
Nvidia. Oh, sorry, Kevin. Go ahead.
well, it cracks me up the other day. I said it. There's a boring play I see out here, and you were like, "Oh, I'm all ears." That INHD is one of those. I'm noticing with INHD that this is hangoverish from yesterday, but 350 is holding up as resistance right now. So it's kind of a right or right out trades. I'm thinking about a short there against really that's like 360 where we're seeing some upper wicks. Just FYI.
HKPD back at $2. Did get up there to 210s. We'll see if it gets rejected from 2 or does it go back up?
I'm thinking again. The more every time you bring up one of these, I'm looking at them, Kevin. I'm thinking looking at these is I don't know how I would do it programmatically, but if you anchor VWAPs on, let me show you here on some of these. So this is right anchored in a VWAP before the massive run that happens. This is the average price of anyone who is kind of buying on the way up, right?
Yeah.
And you can see how right as soon as you
Yeah, I
break
noticed
that
a
and you
little
come back
pattern
to
there.
retest it
Yeah.
and you fail. And then let's look at Thar, right? And Thar are probably going to look the same. So I don't know where you got to do it programmatically, but you'd probably anchor the view up from like here. And that'd be kind of messy. But the day that it's below that, just interesting. It's again, this is the hard part, right? This is the job and part of what I do with building the bots. I'm looking at you who's kind of built this discretionary system over time, saying, well, how can I? And it won't be as good and it won't be perfect by any means, but how can I take this and kind of explain it in a way that I can turn it into ones and zeros and shoot it out the other end, right? Knowing that there will be some loss in the meantime, but I'm all right with that. You know,
There's Star pushing a little bit, guys. Watch out for the 7 push.
I'm with you. If that thing jumps to 730, 40, I'll probably
I'll take a little
jump
bit of
in
this
too. Yeah.
HKPD just for nice kind of setup, right? Take the trade, learn from it. That's what we're going to do on this HKPD. See if it holds that undercut that we just got off the 193 and starts to ride. So I'm long here. I got 400 shares. Let's see if this starts to make the move. There it goes, starting to make a little bit of a lift there. Let's go, HKPD. Can you get going? Big boys need to step up
Come
here.
on, Hong Kong.
9,000 shares going through there. That's what we want to see. Share size like that, right? It's a $2 stock, so you can see easily 20,000 shares transact, right? So let's see this start to really rip. Really trying to see it hold $2 now. Any pullback to 2 could get bought up, but below 190s will tell me to get the heck out. Took that FLNC trade off there, guys. That was a day trade that turned in swing trade that turned into a day trade. Just too much money too fast. Not going to be mad about the swing trade account over $304 for just an overnight work, right? So
hearing some rumblings just from crypto nerds that I know that BlackRock just bought $300 million worth of Ethereum. So that's what BMNR might be one to look at.
ETHU, man. Just straight ETHU because it's pushing. And it has a nice daily chart for it. So the daily chart, you can see the pullback. It could get back to 173 today. SBAT is another one that's been off the bottom. That's starting to move to $20. I like the mention there, man. It's just going to be looking to see if this takes off to 20 now. So I like both of those, ETHU and SBAT. BNMR could also be another one off of this $50, but you just got to be careful. You really want to see this start to kind of drive. SBET. Let's see if they get my clean spark going. HKPD is not looking too bad. Just needs to take off. Let's let this China name really kind of push. Let's go. Next stop, 262.
Yeah, it's interesting.
262 is what I'd be looking at on HKPD. Let's see if it gets to step up. There's size that has come in here now. A bunch of orders in the 209, 17,000, 10,000. So I think at this point, we want to see $2 hold here. Anything below $2 could get me out, right? So really, you're going to use that 193 level. I'm going to put out 192 here. Show my stop because of protection that's needed for this style of trade. Once it rips away, I can kind of take that off there. But right now, I wanted to give myself and tell it, hey, you're going to have to come back to 192 if you want to get me out. There we go, 215 now starting to push there. HKD looking good there. HKPD. Call the cops on that one. Let's go. All right, what you got out there, chat? What's going on, man? ETH, just the regular one? Yeah. LWLG. Yeah, that one's still hanging on there.
Yeah, a lot of these.
Yeah, 420 is a good level. I'm eyeballing. I would plan to slow scale of that area if I was trading it. Sorry, Michael.
There we go. DAR, more shares filling in here. I think that's the short guy filling in above 7. So I see a lot of volume come in there, 100,000 shares. You got to know your risk spot here, but it doesn't look bad on DAR. DAR.
Yeah, all the indices coming in just a little bit, right? So we have the SPY,
That's out there, right?
back into the range. The Qs back into the range.
SBET looking good.
IWM doing better than most, but also coming down just a little bit here. So just kind of, protect yourself a bit. Just know that we had a nice little push there. Now we're coming in a little bit. More chop, more slop until we get something to really kick us out of here, which could be
Chop and slop.
Wednesday or it could be Friday. We don't know.
Yep.
Come on.
Always trade with protection.
Mm-hmm.
Ethereum still looks good here. So it was BlackRock.
LWLG making highs. I'm gonna get started there probably here in a little bit.
There is the HKPD. Let's go. Up to 220s now, guys. Seems like that undercut of 2 was a really good look there. Now we're starting to get moving. $64 up, 223s. Let's go. Let's get this running. Stop is pulled off now because there's no point in having it out there.
Well, at the very least, with this thing being a new issue, this HKPD, there's not like a lot of bag holders. Like all-time highs is $4, and it's that's a double from here, but it's already up 118%. It's not outside the realm of possibility. It's not like these other ones that are usually popping and they're down 90 some odd percent over and over and over again. So it's to happen. So what do you guys
This
think?
is what you call a trend line approach. I talk about these all the time where it just went right to the trend line and now it's holding up there, right? So I'll show you, I'll draw the trend line. So you just literally draw where you think the trend line meets and look how it matches up there, right? So now it's on that trend line approach, trying to break above the trend line, but it needs a little volume here to kind of break through it. There's the volume. Kaboom, 262. We talked about that coming into play here. Let's sell 200.
Oh, let's go, Money Mitch. Look at that move right there.
Cash and some guys. I cashed 200 there. Now I can leave the rest break even and just let this go. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to literally put the stop and just walk away.
I mean,
We'll just let that work. We'll see you later, HKPD. Now it's just more, does the volume continue in it? But that was a good trade right there, right? It doesn't need to be that it keeps going. But the 260s, we even called that out. That's on the daily, right? You can just see it up here, right here.
yeah, that's the zone I'm looking at for a
That's the
potential
zone.
short. But I want to wait and see how much momentum's about to shift into here because it's hitting everybody's scan right now.
Oh, yeah. That's why I like buying them on the 15-minute chart too. So remember when this was going, this was a 1-minute trade until it started to pull back. That's when I looked at the 15-minute chart. That's why I was looking at it. I was like, well, where did the 15 minutes levels kind of line up? Around the $2. So now I'd really want to see a 15-minute close above 234.
Yeah, so Rando's asking here about MongoDB, and yeah, it's got a pretty decent short interest, but this is why we say you gotta chart, and you can do it here for free on FinViz. You gotta chart out the short interest. Oh, where am I? I was there. There we go. And they've been about this short the entire time, right? In fact, they were more short way up here. So the fact that it's down 50%, that makes kind of the short float, in my opinion, out of the equation. Because you look at it, the short float has been higher up through here. So they're short around 400 up to 600, and now we're at 200. So those shorts are not worried, right? They've got a whole bunch of room to go. They're up 50, 60% on their positions. And then looking at it again, you can't predict anything going into earnings here, but just range bound, right? Choppy action. Last earnings were good. I don't know, maybe they'll beat again, but yeah, it's a kind of a do nothing little trade there. We got Thar taking a little pop, I see. Where's the Thar?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we were looking at there. I might go ahead and get back started over there.
Yeah, so Thar is doing a little bit of an up move there. That's the VWAP that I kind of drew right from that open. So that's at 770. Take a look at that just to see, but it looks like we might be giving it back here.
Tesla looks like it's holding here.
Come on, let me get started on the far.
Yeah, one of those ripping dumps maybe.
I like Tesla here, guys. It looks good. We'll see if we start to get a drive here now. We'll take a shot with TSLL.
Yes.
So Tesla off this 346 level. Let's see if it drives back through VWAP. Back through 346 will tell me to get out, but let's see if it just starts to drive and 348s, 350s come into play real quick.
Yeah, this daily chart looks real nice because we kind of popped a little turtle head out of that, out of this kind of sideways wedge yesterday. Just a little bit of a pop out, and Tesla has a long history of this, of massive drawdowns. Like I think this thing is still in a still in like a 50, 30% drawdown, and then it rips, and then it comes and does these insane drawdowns, and then it consolidates really tightly, and then rips again. And it'd be a very frustrating chart to be a short-term trader on, because you just have to wait for these insane rips to happen. But when they happen, like the last one here was from 210 to 500, and then it just gave it all back. So this is one. It's funny. Do I have the drawdown? I have a drawdown chart of this where somewhere that I always laugh, that because it's always in like a 50-60% drawdown, even though it's up huge. It just draws down again and again and again over time. Not a smooth trend, but when you have a divisive, I guess we'll say, is the most positive way, CEO, then it makes sense that you get into drawdowns quite frequently.
Auto and truck dealerships doing well today. Carvana taking off to 371. Why? Rate cuts. Interest sensitive stocks, guys, doing well right now. And those are doing well. Even, you know what tells you, like a Camping World Holdings doing well. That's when you know. Who the hell's buying RVs? This is in 2020.
Oh, man.
Watch this
CWH
MDG.
looks good for a swing trade even. It has a lot of volume that's gotten in it in the last, like, CWH, Camping World Holdings.
CWH.
I thought Michael said he wanted to get an RV here soon.
I'm hunting. I'm shopping. Now if you go to my YouTube page, here is just every video made about an RV of all time, because I've watched like 3 of them. But yeah. No, I'm
gonna get a small one, trailer.
Check that out.
Yeah, like something under 5,000 pounds. Like just I'm thinking an office most of the time. And, then, right, take kids out, do some cool stuff when you can. Can't do it too much up here in Canada. And then a bug-out vehicle for when we start catching fire, which we seem to do every year now. Then, nice little, all right, we're going to go visit Mitch. Get in, kids. We're driving.
Come on down to Disney, baby. We got you, Michael. Disney never closes.
We got to worry about hurricanes down there, but not fires. I wouldn't imagine. You guys are probably too wet to catch. Not enough trees.
Have to worry about woke Disney, but don't worry. We'll treat you nice down here.
Throw some earplugs in the kids, right?
There you go. That's it. Forget that. Just enjoy the show.
But I'd be excited for an office, because I'm like,
HKPD dumping guys off of 250. A little bit. I mean, 50 cents down to VWAP.
Yeah, it's trying to come stop me out. Let's go get me there. Boom, got me. Let's see if it goes right back off.
Liquidity zone.
There, we're through 2. So what's that support right there at 187?
I still at least made some money on that. They made 81 on that sell. Had about 160.
That's why you take the profits.
Sell
especially
some at
on
high
names
day
like
is
these.
never bad. Sell some at high day, I feel like it's never a bad thing. I know some people are like, "Wait, it's high today. Why not look for an extension?" Well, you've already gotten a good move, right?
Yeah, the stock was $1 yesterday, and like we talked about with, what was it, Thar, who did the offering? Like, you have to do the offering. The CEO should be fired if you don't do the offering. Like, you have to do it. It's
not even the CEO. I'm calling the CFO, the guy that's supposed to look in my financials and give me a call and be like, "Hey, dude, we kind of need this money.
Yeah, like it's like, listen, your stock
Take it.
has absolutely
Yeah.
ripped. You're trending on the internet. There might never be a time. You may never get a chance to raise this money again. Again, it was the death of AMC. Is to the credit of the CEO back when, right, AMC was $400 a share, which is just wild to say.
Mhm.
Post split, he wanted to do like he wanted to raise billions. He wanted to do a massive offering, pay off all their debt. I don't know, become a business that doesn't suck. And the shareholders said no because they didn't really care what the company. They were just in this conspiracy theory that right it was shorted to the moon and it's going to go to $1 billion or whatever. So they voted no and they rejected it. And then he's been doing little tiny
Yikes.
raises ever since. Right, just do the one big right? Raise billions and then leave them alone forever. I mean, that's how GME is still a company. It's because it used all that to do a couple fat raises.
All right, guys. What do we say we have a little fun action here?
What do we yell on?
DJT.
Oh,
She's curling
Setup
on back around a little bit.
Setup's there. The setup's there. You want to come back to 19 for me? I won't be mad at you. I won't
yeah.
be mad at you.
Tack was talking about that a little bit. Yeah, it is interesting accumulation. It dumped right off the open,
Yeah, that
and then
accumulation
nothing.
is what interests me.
Just
Out of
nothing.
that Tesla, and they got me right there at the support. Not going to hang out there. Took a little hit there. Was up like above 300. Now back towards like 165 on the day. Just keep pushing. Let's go. See what happens here.
Yeah, it's a nice, nice little look there on that DJT.
Interesting one.
Now
So
it'd
for
be
me,
a
it
hard
needs to
one to
hold
hold.
1795, right? At this
Right.
point.
Is he gonna say? Is he gonna tweet something insane in the next 8 minutes
Always.
to make it go or what? But it's interesting. I don't know what the plan is, but I read the news and I still didn't understand it. It's like you're partnering with crypto.com for what? People are gonna be trading crypto on True Social? Doesn't make any sense to me.
No, and I don't think I even read the news.
I read it on our boy Walter here.
Yeah, it came out. I think like when I was like doing some other things. So you know how it is. But let's see if this spikes to 19, and then I don't know. Maybe it actually gets going today. I think it really needs to hold 18 now. If it breaks 18, that tells me. And so it's all about risk to return sometimes. If I can risk 20 cents, make 80 cents, not too bad, right?
Yeah. Trump media platforms to integrate with crypto.com digital wallet. What? What?
What?
Like what? What?
What?
I read it. So doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, nice little pop there in Ethereum.
Yeah, yeah. Looking for re-entrance in NNE here.
Yeah,
Looks good.
this guy's he's one of those ear to the ground crypto nerds. So
Hey, we'll see what happens. Good shot again on NNE. You got no problem with that. Let's see if it gets going again. Really like that swing trade. I might go back into SMR here. Triple bottom off the 3650s. Why not? It's like sometimes it's about risk to return, guys. Swing trade. I'll take another 100 shares there. We'll risk it right off the bottom of that. I will give to $22 of my 303 made on those names, right, in the swing account and take a shot. See what happens.
IPA swing trade just triggered. Immunoprecise antibodies LT. Cool.
Cool.
I don't know what.
I love that.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
Is that bullish? Cool.
Yeah, I just that tells you how much I know about these companies.
Well, just
Yeah,
take that.
I saw IPA. I'm like, it's a beer store, maybe. No, well, they should give their ticker back then.
Yeah.
DJT still flirting.
ALLR still hanging in there, guys. 195's holding up. Still got my eyes peeled on that. HKPD looks heavy. Any pop there I'm looking for. Thar, I'm back with it, but we're going back to the sideways action on THAR. So
I just want it to crash. I don't have any position. I just wanted to crash for the memes, to be honest. There's got to be a meme there with pirate ship. You get the the one where the gif where Johnny Depp's rolling up to the dock and the ship's sinking and he jumps off, like something. There's got to be something there to meme, but it's got to be at like $2 to meme that, which could happen today. Maybe they do another. Maybe they do another offering. It's one of you get so much more time to meme when you're a systematic trader because I'm not. It's like the robot's gonna do what the robot's gonna do. It's why I get into trouble talking smack on Twitter sometimes because
Part of me wants to go after that Thar right now. Right now, for me, it would be the hit. Why? You've had 1, 2, 3, 4 spikes. The rule of 3 comes into play. All I need to do is just risk off that spike at 1045, which is
dude.
738s. So maybe 740 is the risk here. Just got to be able to risk about that, right? So you need to be.
And you were talking about that. I was watching that in real time. That was very liquidity grabby, right?
Yeah, remember how I talk about like liquidity grab? That's it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's more what's up your game, right? And that's what we always talk about. Find what's your flavor of ice cream, right? Let's do it just for purposes here.
Educational purposes only.
Educational purposes. Right?
Yeah.
Let's have fun. Let's do it. I just did it there, guys. We'll do the 743 risk $93. Let's see.
I like it too. I don't like when they stall, so I'm gonna give it like another pop to hit into if it pops up again.
Yeah, maybe I'll give you that pop.
The market makers are gonna hear you. Come on, do it.
They know. Money Mitch is in now. Can Clean Spark move, man? What's up with those Ethereum names? Look at ETHU. That's taking off. SBET is still one that I'm keeping an eye on. BMNR.
Oh, your AIFF is up through VWAP again. AIFF.
Oh, that one actually doesn't look bad at all. I just got too many plays on. I'm playing around too much.
Unless you're hearing that beep. Unless you're hearing that out of buying power beep, Mitch. Keep going. Keep going.
Moss. We need Moss.
Not less is more. Power. Michael's new thing with the systematic trading, more is more.
That's it.
More is more, baby.
Yeah. Over trading is you get different problems. Like my biggest problem is keeping my hands off the wheel and not trying to do anything. But yeah, you get
off the cookie jar. All right, let's see if some of these names can get moving. Thar, can you just give me a Thar stick down? Run another offering.
Exactly.
SMR is trying to stop me out, man. This thing's trying to chase hunt me. But it's a quadruple bottom on the 5-minute. You heard that right. Quadruple bottom on SMR. I kind of have to risk off of that. You don't see this often, guys. Look at the 5-minute here. 1, 2, 3, 4 levels all in the same spot.
Your Thar is ticking up just a bit.
Yeah.
We have some speculation that Michael might actually be a robot himself.
We've already talked about that, guys. He is in the Matrix.
Isn't it wild that there's going to be a time where you're going to load up a stream like this, and it's not like a while away. It's like maybe a couple years, and you're not going to legit know if the person on the other end's real. Like that's crazy to me. I don't know if I'm going to be completely replaced or more valuable than ever, and I've thought a lot about that. Is like, I'm thinking. So post AI world, like a human that I know is a human being. I think I'm going to like. Really, there's going to be like a trust thing, right? Where it's like, okay, I know that at least I know that guy's human. Like,
the real thing, the safe words are going to be as valuable as ever. Michael,
exactly what an AI NOS would say. I'll see. Who knows? Could be. Maybe right. They've got all kinds of Maybe Michael Katz like cloned us, like took all of our stuff from YouTube and fed us into some systems, and
Yeah.
there you go. Get out of here. You're
Got
replaced.
me out an SMR there. We'll see if NNE can get going. But
The
There's
just a quick update on the market. Nothing has
nothing.
happened. The IWM is
Even
still
DJT
outperforming.
doesn't want to move, man. A momentum name doesn't even want to move. So
I do like that. I'm still waiting for what is my one discretionary trade today, because the robot's done.
which
Zip
one? What's it
all
going to
day.
be, bro? Is it
I'm thinking
SMR to the upside? Is it DJT? Is it
it's either going to
clean?
be Thar short or DJT long, and I can't
Can't
figure out which
distinguish.
one of those it is.
All right. All right. Well,
I'm
don't wait
looking
too
at
long
the
because
one.
you'll miss the trade, right?
Yeah, if
Oh, what
you're sizing heavy, just go ahead and start
So
with R.
my stop is 740s on Thar, so maybe your entrance is 740.
I think I'm going to do stop limits. So I think for like Thar, what I'll do is, because we're
Barring out here,
at a
man.
time here for the stream, I just think I'll put a
Yeah.
699 stop on Thar, and then maybe a 7 or an 1825. Just put out the orders and
We'll find out. Well, I'll
find
tell
out
you
tomorrow.
one thing. If you want to find out what happened, stick around, guys. We'll tell you what happens, guys. Like always, Kevin, appreciate you
Kevin.
trading and getting after it, my friend.
My bot just loaded up. Yeah, I mean, rather flat day here. I mean, trying to get some tickers working for me, but not cooperating at the moment.
Swing trade was the best for me, guys. SMR, FLNC did the job for that. NNE gave me some good up action today. Still in the green, but of course taking some more trades. So, hey, sometimes you got to know when the getting's good. Get out of here. Also, don't be shy sometimes if you got your profits to head out to that door. We will never be mad at you because you did what you were intending to do, right? We all got goals. We're all going to continue pushing forward. We're all trying to hit that funded and get those payouts. So keep pushing forward, guys. We'll be here, right here, to battle along with you. See you next time, right here on Trade the Pool. Keep battling in the markets. It's not